Hey girly pops and boy pops. Anyways, welcome back or welcome for the first time. I got a fun video today where I basically asked strangers on the internet to guess things about me based off of my bookshelf. For some context, I recently started discovering books through Reddit. I found the subreddit r/books and r/book suggestions. And I think because I was perusing content so constantly on those communities, I started getting other subreddits related to book content. One that started appearing on my dash was r/bookshelves detective. This subreddit is basically where anyone can post a picture of their bookshelf and people try to guess different things about them. I've seen things like, oh, it seems like you're in tech or you're an academic. And then also character traits like, oh, you seem like you're very organized. So it can range from people guessing your occupation to just character traits. It seemed like really fun opportunity to post my bookshelf and see what the internet had to say about me. First thing I did before I posted a picture of my bookshelf was I actually cleared out Sammy's books, so it was more accurate of the books that I have read. I did forget to take out Lolita and I think Pachinko because I looked at the picture later, I'm like, wait a minute, but I don't think that matters that much. I don't think anyone like hyper focused on those two books. And yeah, then I went to Reddit and posted a picture of my bookshelf and I waited for the comments to come in. I will get these two comments out of the way because they're not really related to my books or me, but I got two people that said, nice Gundams, so shout out to Jimmy, who I built these Gundams with. I'm a fake Gundam fan because I don't actually know anything about Gundams, but I did make these, so I will take the credit for making those Gundams. Not book related. So the first comment I think someone said was, I like this collection. I see the Iron Flame but no fourth wing. Also, I'm surprised I don't see Mari Puzo or Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Then I could have named us twins. I actually lent Fourth Wing to Tiffany, so it is not on my bookshelf. I did love Fourth Wing. I love Fourth Wing way more than Iron Flame. Iron Flame was just like sort of a disappointment after I just completely binged Fourth Wing. This person also said, I don't see Mari Puzo or Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I actually don't know who Mari Puzo is, so maybe I'll look up that author after this. But for Gabriel Garcia Marquez, I did read his book in high school. It was Chronicles of a Death Foretold. I don't think I kept that book because I just remember the scene where his like guts, the character's guts are like spilling out, and I knew I wouldn't be rereading it even though it's a classic, so I think I just gave that or donated that book to my school. Sammy does have 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and I think it is classified as like the first magical realism novel, so maybe I'll pick that one up because I've heard it's also a book to read in your lifetime. But yeah, sorry we're not book twins. Another person said, please tell me you are reading the third court book and that is why it isn't on the shelf. I think I finished the second court book, which is A Court of Mist and Fury, and I was like, dang it, I like have to go to the library to read the third book, so I just ended up buying it on my Kindle and reading it, and I really like the second and third book. It's one of those series where the first book is like meh, but it kind of gets better as the series progresses. This is the like ACOTAR series, very popular on like Book Talk, BookTube, Bookstagram amongst the girlies. I can see the hype. It's pretty high-paced, entertaining, romantic, spicy novel. So I let that person know. I let that person know that I did read it and enjoy it. I got this really random comment that said, you realize Half-Blood Prince is the best book on the shelf after you made dollar bill origami. I didn't know what that meant. I have an origami book, so I can see the parallel between this comment and my bookshelf, but very random. I don't know how the origami relates to Half-Blood Prince, but maybe I'm not remembering something from Half-Blood Prince that's related to origami. But I doubt there's a connection. And but anyways, I digress. This person said, okay, so I have two people that complimented my taste in books. Oh, why, thank you. This person said, you have really good taste. And then this person said, someone with pretty eclectic tastes. I guess that could mean two things. So a lot of these books on my bookshelf, they're either bought because I was curious about them or I was forced to read them in high school. Like, I think Persepolis and Catcher in the Rye and Things Fall Apart. I really like those novels that I read in high school, so I did keep those. That's really like the middle part of my bookshelf, is kind of all the books I read in high school. And then a lot of the books on like top shelf are fantasy books, so you can see my nice collection of the Harry Potter books, and then of course Iron Flame and ACOTAR, and also the King Killer Chronicles. And then on the bottom bookshelf for more like recent books that I just bought in the past 2 years. So thank you for complimenting my tastes. Okay, here's another comment that was more about me. This one says, young or young at heart, loves fantasy and literature, has active imagination, has a sense of humor. I like to believe I'm young, being in my late 20s, but yes, I hope to stay young at heart as the years go on. I do love fantasy. I think it was quite obvious from that shelf full of fantasy novels, and I agree, I do have an active imagination. That's why I can't really read horror books or watch horror movies, is because my mind will just imagine scenes of myself dying in those situations or being in those situations, and I just can't sleep at night. So that comment is correct. This person also says that I have a sense of humor. I hope so. I don't think I'm the funniest person out there, but yeah, I like this comment. Next person said, I've just read The Wind-Up Bird and started to read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Any good recommendations about a next book? Question mark. So this one was not really about me, more of like recommending a book, I guess. So The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, I read a while back. I want to say more than 5 years ago. I don't remember the details, unfortunately, but there is one scene in the book that just I will never forget about, and I wish I could just erase it from my memory. It's this scene where this character just recalls his experience in World War II, watching a man get skinned alive, and Murakami just goes into so much detail. If you know, you know. I wish I could just forget about that scene, because it was so gruesome and it was so well written that I still remember it to this day. That's when you know. That's when you know. But I remember that book being really bizarre and confusing, but also very imaginative. I think for this person, I would recommend 1Q84, especially if they were reading The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, because I remember the main protagonist in 1Q84 was kind of like a badass female character, and it's also a Murakami book. I think I would recommend that book as like a next book. Yeah. So I will say this comment was probably the most accurate comment that I received about who I am based off of my bookshelf. And this person said, you're a millennial woman. You grew up in the 90s. You can still remember a time before the internet and cell phones, although you wouldn't want to go back to it. Politically, you align with the left. Also, at least one of your grandmothers has passed away. Majority of that is correct. I'm a millennial. I grew up in the 90s. I do remember like flip phones and big bulky computers. And I feel like this person said you wouldn't want to go back to them because they saw the book talk books like Fourth Wing or like Iron Flame and ACOTAR. Those are very heavily marketed on social media. So this person must like conclude that I go on social media a lot. Yeah, I don't know where the grandparent comment came from. Unfortunately, both my grandmothers passed away, but that was an interesting thing to note. Well, that was the last comment, and I would say that person nailed it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like this ended up just being a long yap session for me. This was totally unscripted, so I felt like I was yapping the entire time. But also, my friends have been yapping a lot on Discord. I'm trying to become a better yapper. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and please like and subscribe and join me for the next one. Bye.